The season is on the line today for the Cleveland Guardians, who must win in order to keep their playoff hopes alive. The Guardians trail 2-0 currently in the American League Division Series against the Toronto Blue Jays, returning home to Progressive Field for the first time in this postseason, knowing they have to win today in order to keep the season alive. We looked flat and just horrible, particularly at the plate in the first two postseason games in Toronto, losing those by the final scores of 5-0 in Game 1 and 3-4 in 13 innings in Game 2. Game 1, we just couldn't hit. Toronto struggled offensively either. Shane Bieber pitched really well through 5 innings, but in the 6th inning, it got away from him, and that caused us to lose. Game 2 was not much better. Outside of Ketel Marte and Eddie Rosario, nobody else on the roster had a single hit for us. And this game was longer than most since it went into 13 innings, yet nobody other than those two players got a single hit all day. Toronto scored 3 in the first. They did not score anything after that until the 13th with a walk-off double from Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to score home Raimel Tapia. The offense, which was our big strength through the regular season, is playing terribly so far in the postseason. If you look at our statistics as a team, they are appallingly bad. A 116 batting average, 8 hits through 2 games, whereas you got some teams like Milwaukee who had 37. We are second in walks with 12, so the discipline is still there, but we're striking out a lot more. We have 26, which is towards the bottom. I'm not sure why they're showing the pitchers for that, because that's a hitting stat. The pitching has been really good. I know Shane Bieber and Tristan McKenzie have high ERAs, but both of them did really solid. The bullpen, for the most part, has been pretty good. The pitching has not lost us these games. It's been the hitting that has been unable to get anything going. So we really got to make it work here in Game 3 at home. Cal Quantrill on the mound, hoping to save the season for the Cleveland Guardians. This is the only game we will be playing today, as it is an elimination game, and that's always what I do, whether it's an MLB The Show series or NBA 2K. Whenever we have an elimination game, that's the only game of the episode I play. So here come out the 2023 Cleveland Guardians, who had their season on the line today after losing 5-0 in Game 1 and 4-3 in a 13-inning thriller in Game 2. As we look at the lineup, Cleveland has only one actual righty in. That's the American League MVP, Franmil Reyes, who has not played much like an MVP in the playoffs. It'll be Cal Quantrill getting the start today, 3.83 ERA, 1.20 whip. The Canada native pitching against the Canadian team in Toronto, as Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with 2 away grounds that one past the diving glove of Ketel Marte for a single into center. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has hit the ball well in the playoffs. He had the big 3-run homer in Game 1, had the walk-off last game, and now Teoscar Hernandez hits it high, deep, and gone over the center field wall for a 2-run shot. Teoscar Hernandez with his second home run of the playoffs, just barely getting that one over the wall and George Valera's glove. And it's the Blue Jays who quickly get off to a 2-0 lead. Not the start the Guardians wanted here in the top of the first inning. Cleveland knows they have to set the tone, and, well, they're not doing that here with the home run from Teoscar Hernandez. That'll bring up Lourdes Gurriel Jr., who strikes out on the curveball. That'll wrap up the first inning. Good start for Toronto. Teoscar Hernandez drives in 2 to put the Blue Jays ahead. Kevin Gausman on the bump for the Jays, 2.84 ERA, 1.12 whip. He had a fantastic season, one of the best number 3 pitchers in all of baseball. For some teams, he'd be an ace. Josh Bell's going to open up the day with a walk. Obviously, that's a pretty easy pitch to lay off, but Cleveland's strategy offensively is to really focus on plate discipline. Look at this at-bat here from George Valera. 1-1 pitch. That was probably in the zone. They call it a ball. 2-1 pitch. Again, in the zone. And again, Valera gets lucky. Count as 3-1. Has a good pitch. Takes it for ball 4. Great discipline there by Valera, even though all 3 of those probably should have been called strikes. But hey, not going to complain there with Cleveland getting a really lucky call from the home plate umpire. Jose Ramirez then hits one out of the zone, flies it into center, caught for the first out of the inning. Runner thinks about tagging for third, but he'll retreat back to second. with these early base runners, the Guardians have to capitalize here. And with Ketel Marte, who's been unbelievably good through 2 games, the only guy who's shown up offensively, he's going to ground into an inning-ending 4-6-3 double play. I don't want to drag on Marte too much because he single-handedly carried the team in Game 2, but yeah, can't be doing that. We go to the second inning. Matt Chapman, he checks his swing on the curveball. Nice pitch to open up the inning from Quantrill. Quantrill is up. He goes down looking on the curveball as well. With how bad Cleveland's offense has been, Toronto's poor offense has also kind of gone under the radar. It's not like the Blue Jays have hit the ball much better. It's just that they've been slightly better than Cleveland. Frazier grounds out to short. That'll end the top of the second. Routine 1-2-3 inning for Cal Quantrill. We move to the bottom half of the inning. We'll see if the 5, 6, 7 hitters can get anything going. That starts with Eddie Rosario, who's been one of the few positives on offense. He draws a walk. 3 of Cleveland's first 5 batters have drawn walks today. The discipline has been very good at the plate here so far for the Guardians, as that brings up Franmil Reyes. He strikes out on the high fastball. Reyes continues to struggle here in the postseason at the plate. He has just looked lost. I mean, I don't know how he's won the MVP. He's clearly not the same guy. Andres Jimenez goes down looking, probably the first close call to go against Cleveland. And then here's the catcher, Omar Narvaez, swinging at a pitch way up in the zone. Cleveland has put the ball in play, like, twice today. I mean, they've got to hit the ball better. Good job of drawing walks, but that's not going to matter if you can't hit it. Into the third inning, Alejandro Kirk grounds it to second. Nice play by Ketel Marte to open up the inning. Marte's really played a lot of second this year, even if that's not his natural position. He's done a good job there. Bo Bichette's going to draw a walk, so the Blue Jays have a runner on with 1 away. That'll bring up Raimel Tapia, grounds it right to Jimenez. This could be a 6-4-3 double play. Instead, nobody's out because Jimenez, hesitated twice. I don't know what Jimenez was doing there at short, but now there's 2 on and 1 away instead of the inning being over. Guerrero strikes out on the slider. Cal Quantrill's pretty much going to have to get 5 outs in this inning, and he does exactly that, striking out Teoscar Hernandez on the curveball. Quantrill got a little unlucky. He had to face off against an extra 2 batters, but it all works out in the end as Toronto doesn't score anybody. Into the bottom of the third, George Valera draws another walk, so Cleveland gets another runner aboard. The Guardians have had quite a few base runners today, but they don't have any base hits yet. Gausman's still pitching a no-hitter here in the third. Jose Ramirez looking to change that, and he will, as that gets by the glove of Matt Chapman for a single. So with 2 away, Cleveland has 2 runners on, and another opportunity to do some damage with Ketel Marte again at the dish. Count is full. 2 on, 2 out. That's a tough pitch to lay off. Credit to Ketel Marte for drawing a walk. The bases are now loaded for Eddie Rosario, who's really clutch, and he's done well offensively in the postseason. He drew a walk in his first at-bat. 2-2 pitch with the bases loaded. Goes down looking. That wasn't even close. That was a clear strike. I don't know what he was looking for. The plate discipline strategy of not swinging anything unless it's a great pitch works until there's 2 outs and the bases are loaded. So a bad decision to lay off there by Rosario as Lourdes Gurriel Jr. opens up the 4th inning with a single. The Blue Jays are getting a good amount of base runners on. They haven't really done anything with them since the first inning as Matt Chapman draws a walk. So at this point, desperate times call for desperate measures. Quantrill's over 70 pitches. He hasn't looked all that good today. He hasn't had command of the strike zone. So Cleveland's going to take him out of the game after just 3 innings. Maybe we wouldn't have pulled him so early if it was a regular season game, but this is an elimination postseason game. So because of that, who's going to replace him? It's going to be the ace of the staff, Shane Bieber, checking in as a reliever. Bieber pitched just 3 days ago in Toronto. Since he didn't make it through 6 innings, we're hoping he can have enough energy to hopefully pitch 3 or 4 today. As I said earlier, desperate times call for desperate measures. Cleveland needs their best pitcher to essentially save the season. He starts off striking out Quantrill for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Adam Frazier. 1-2 pitch, still runners on first and second. He strikes out on the cutter. Good start here for Shane Bieber, who looks great early. That'll bring up Alejandro Kirk. Goes down on the cutter as well. Shane Bieber strikes out the side after coming in relief of Cal Quantrill. Good work from Bieber. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning, where the Guardians are going to try to get something going. It's Franmil Reyes leading off. And Reyes hits a bomb in the left center field. A beautiful bat flip. That pitch wasn't even in the strike zone, but Reyes let it rip anyway. for his first home run of the postseason, a 438-foot nuke. That's not just his first homer of the postseason, that's his first base hit entirely. We've been waiting for Franmil Reyes to make a big play, and he finally does it, putting the Guardians on the board here in the bottom of the 4th inning. A beautiful swing from Reyes, bringing that ball way out of here, taking a ride in a left center field as we look at the replay, and the beautiful bat flip as well. Just an absolute nuke for Franmil Reyes, and that finally lights a spark here for the Cleveland offense, who desperately needs one. Josh Naylor is now up here, 2 away. Gonna pop this one up, should be caught by Guerrero. Kevin Gausman's pitching well, but the pitch count is high. It's at 82 pitches, largely because of all the walks. Cleveland is working in a bunch of full counts or 2-2 counts, working in a ton of long at bats, even if they only have 2 hits, one of which was this beautiful Franmil Reyes home run. But Toronto's got to watch out for that pitch count. Gausman might not be able to go much more than an inning longer. As for Shane Bieber, he is cruising. His 4th strikeout of the game, getting Bo Bichette on the cutter. Looking to make it 5 in a row. Yup, got him. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. goes down on a slider as well. Shane Bieber looks dominant coming out of the bullpen here. And he's got, hopefully, multiple more innings in him because Cleveland's really going to need that. Josh Bell swings to the pitch he should not have. That would have been a walk, too. But he got fooled by the low circle change in the dirt. Jose Ramirez now up, count full again. Outside fastball for another walk. Gausman is at around 100 pitches at this point. Cleveland continuing to work in all these long at-bats as that brings up Ketel Marte with 2 away, who weakly grounds it to Guerrero, flips it over to Gausman. That'll probably end Kevin Gausman's day. 100 pitches in 5 innings, only allowing 2 hits and 1 run. Did allow a ton of walks, but Cleveland has struggled today with runners on base. We move to the 6th inning here. Shane Bieber has not allowed a base runner yet as he strikes out Lourdes Gurriel Jr. on the cutter for the 2nd out of the inning. That'll bring up Matt Chapman, 0 for 1 with a walk. 1-2 pitch on its way. Chapman flies this one into center. Valera under it. He should be able to make the play. So through 3 innings, Shane Bieber has only thrown 32 pitches, and he has not allowed a single base runner. Shane Bieber looks unbelievable out of the bullpen right now. There's a reason why he's the AL Cy Young. The Blue Jays make their first pitching change of the day. Ryan Stanek in. He actually blew the save in Game 2, allowing the home run from Ketel Marte to tie the game in the 9th inning, as Eddie Rosario leads it off with what could be an extra base hit into the right center field gap. Rounding first, headed to second for a no-out double. Just the start to the inning Cleveland needed. So they now have a runner in scoring position with nobody out. There's no excuse not to drive a runner in. That'll bring up Franmil Reyes. He draws a walk. Good at bat. Reyes is aboard for the 2nd time today. 2-1. Nobody out for the shortstop, Andres Jimenez, who's had a rough game, rough postseason entirely, as that one blows by him. Both runners are going to advance. So Rosario's now at 3rd. Reyes is now at 2nd. 2 runners in scoring position. Still nobody out, keep in mind, as the count is now full for Andres Jimenez. He grounds this one to 3rd. Rosario wants to go home, so Chapman sends it to the plate. And now Rosario's in a pickle. He's gunned down at 3rd by Alejandro Kirk. So Rosario is out. The other 2 batters are safe. It's pretty much like the wild pitch never happened, and the base runner would have just easily been out. That'll bring up Omar Narvaez now with 1 away. He flies this one into center field. Should be caught, and it will. Reyes wants to tag up to 3rd. He realizes that's a bad idea. The Guardians do not want 2 base runners to be tagged out this inning. So now Cleveland's going to need a base hit here from Josh Naylor, or else they're not going to score anybody this inning. And Naylor strikes out on the splitter in the dirt. So Cleveland opens up the inning with 2 runners aboard, and they don't score anybody. And that's why Cleveland is down 2-0 in this series, and that's why they're down 2-1 with 3 innings to go. The season comes down to these last few innings as we start in the 7th. Shane Bieber strikes out Kuatse Lamia. Shane Bieber is showing no signs of slowing down. He may be able to pitch for rest of this game, and it may not matter if Cleveland's offense can't get anything going. Adam Frazier strikes out on the fastball. Bieber still has not allowed a base runner today. His 8th strikeout of the game. Alejandro Kirk now rips that one by Andres Jimenez. The first base runner allowed since Shane Bieber entered back in the 4th inning. So Kirk is now aboard. We'll see if Bo Bichette can do any damage. He's going to fly this one into right field. Josh Naylor is under it. He's going to make the play. So we go into the bottom of the 7th. The score is 2-1. Cleveland's got to get it together, and they've got to get it together now with just 3 more innings. The Guardians know that their season comes down to it. The offense has to start clicking now. Yimi Garcia in for Toronto. He is not allowed a base runner yet here in the postseason as he faces off against the leadoff man, Josh Bell. 3-1 pitch. Bell hits this one nicely. High and deep in a right center field. Back at the track. It's gone! Solo home run for Josh Bell, his first of the playoffs, and we are tied at 2. Just the start to the inning, Cleveland needed a huge home run for Josh Bell, and this game just got real interesting. The Guardians back on the scoreboard, and now it's anybody's contest. I wasn't sure Cleveland was going to score again, but Josh Bell with one swing of the bat is going to tie this one up. Beautiful swing from Bell off the 3-1 pitch from Garcia. Bell worked a hitter's count. He waits for a pitch he likes. He gets a pitch he likes, and he capitalizes, tying this game at 2. That'll bring up George Valera. 3-1 pitch. Valera lines that one over the glove of Chapman for a single. It feels like the momentum is shifting in this game as Valera is on base for the 3rd time today. That'll bring up Jose Ramirez. The count is full. That's another walk. Ramirez is on base for a 3rd time in this game. 2 runners on, nobody out. Cleveland cannot go into the 8th inning with this game being tied. They got to take the lead here, and it'll be against Dominic Leone, who replaces Yimi Garcia. His first batter, Ketel Marte. Full count pitch. Skies this one into center. It will be caught. Valera's just standing there. He's better get back quick, and he does. So that's the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Eddie Rosario, who is great with runners on base. He's got to show up here. Count is full. 2 on, 1 away. Tied at 2. Ball 4. That's a tough pitch to lay off, but another walk for Cleveland, and the bases are loaded for Franmil Reyes, who homered earlier. Count is full. Walk scores a run here, and Reyes is going to fly this one into left. I don't know if that's going to be enough of a runner to tag up. It is Valera. He will not go home, and that proves to be the wise decision as he would have been out by a mile. So now there's 2 away. The bases are loaded. Tied at 2 here in the bottom of the 7th. A huge at-bat here for Bobby Bradley, who will replace Andres Jimenez as the pinch hitter. Both Bradley and Jimenez have not gotten a base hit yet in the postseason. Cleveland trusts Bradley more, and that decision backfires as he's going to pop this one up to short, slamming his bat in frustration. It's caught by Bichette for the final out of the inning. So the 7th inning goes fine. Cleveland scores a run. Josh Bell ties the game up, but they also leave the bases loaded. A huge opportunity to do more, which they were unsuccessful. Let's move into the 8th inning now. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. up with 1 away. He's going to ground this one. Chopped over to Marte. The throw is in time. Good hustle by Guerrero. As you can see, Shane Bieber is still dominating. The Blue Jays simply cannot stop him. Teoscar Hernandez grounds it to Marte again. 5 dominant innings for Shane Bieber. And I think Cleveland still is probably going to need him for the 9th inning. There's no reason not to keep Shane Bieber in the game unless Cleveland were to take the lead in the bottom of the 8th, which I don't trust this offense to do. So let's go into the bottom of the 8th inning. Scott Alexander, the veteran lefty, is in for Toronto. He's pitched 1 scoreless inning so far in the postseason as we open this inning up with the 8-9 one-hitters. Luis Campusano enters as a pinch hitter for the original catcher, Omar Narvaez. Campusano is better against lefties, that's why we put him in, and the decision pays off. Campusano singles into left center field, thought about going to 2. He's going to retreat back to first. So a good start to the inning, a base hit for Campusano. Cleveland is starting to swing the bat a little bit better, and they're still getting plenty of base runners off of these walks. With the go-ahead runner at first, we'll see if Cleveland can finally take the lead. Here's Miles Straw, his first at-bat in the game, shoots it into the right center camp for extra bases. Campusano is going to decide to hold up at 3rd. He could have gone home, but with nobody out, we felt the risk was kind of pointless. So now there's 2 runners in scoring position. Straw is fired up. Still nobody out, by the way, for Josh Bell, who skies this one into left field. Gurriel should be able to make the catch. That should be enough room for Campusano to score off the sac fly. The throw to the plate, not in time. It's a sacrifice fly off the bat of Josh Bell. Luis Campusano scores, and for the first time in this entire playoff series, it took us well over 30 innings, but the Cleveland Guardians are winning. We have not said that once in this playoff series as Jose Ramirez draws a walk for the third time today. Runners on first and second. 2 away here for Ketel Marte. Count is full. And Marte rips this one up the middle for a base hit. Straw rounding third, headed home. The throw to the plate. It's going to be close. He is safe. An RBI single for Ketel Marte. And the Guardians now lead this game 4-2. A huge 8th inning from Cleveland to take a 2-run lead. Alexander's taken out of the game. He'll be replaced by Jordan Romano, who looks to clean this inning up with 2 runners on base here for Eddie Rosario. Count is 2-2. Strikes out of the fastball. Great 8th inning here for Cleveland with the sac fly from Josh Bell and the single for Ketel Marte to put the Guardians ahead 4-2 as we go into the 9th. We could have kept Shane Bieber in the game, but he's probably pretty tired after pitching 10 innings, actually more than 10 innings, within the span of just 3 days. So Bieber's unbelievable performance is done. Hats off to him. And Emmanuel Clase comes in for the save. He was 41 of 45 in save opportunities during the regular season with a strikeout-to-walk ratio of 54-3. That's pretty good. He gets Lourdes Gurriel Jr. to go down on the slider for the first out of the inning. Matt Chapman goes down on the fastball. So already he's using all of his pitches early. 2 away here. It's down to Kuate Lamia. Goes down looking on the cutter. And the Cleveland Guardians keep this season alive. They win this game by the final score of 4-2. The Guardians were down 2-1 going into the bottom of the 7th. But a home run from Josh Bell. A sacrifice fly from Josh Bell. And a single for Ketel Marte catapults the Guardians to the win. Shane Bieber was the spark plug today. 5 scoreless innings. He replaced Cal Quantrill in the 4th. He allowed 1 base runner the rest of the way. And then Emmanuel Clase shuts it down in the 9th, striking out the side, using all 3 of his pitches. The slider, the fastball, and the cutter to finish off the game. Toronto's offense really struggled. I mean, they had 1 base runner after Shane Bieber was checked into the game. They pitched fine. The bullpen kind of struggled late, but Kevin Gossman did really well. As for us, we drew 10 walks. The plate discipline was great, and it was not like Game 2 where we had a few guys carry the offense. Nobody had more than 1 base hit, but everybody stepped up, particularly late in the game when we needed base runners and when we needed big hits. We got those. Cal Quantrill struggled, but major shout out to Shane Bieber for probably the biggest performance of his career out of the bullpen to essentially save our season. Had we not put Bieber in the game there, had we gone to some other relievers, I don't think we would have won the game. So that's going to bring us to Game 4, which will be in the next episode. Jerry Murray is on the mound for Toronto. I'm curious to see if they stick with Murray. He's a 73, Nate Pearson's a 71, so maybe they want to go back to Manoah for Game 4 and Jose Barrios for Game 5 if needed. As for us, we're not going to have Shane Bieber to bail us out in Game 4, and he's probably going to be unavailable for Game 5 as well. So we really need to be smart with how we use our pitchers here for the rest of this postseason series. Starting with Game 4 at home, can we keep the season alive? That'll be in the next episode. Make sure to like and subscribe. Peace out.